Welcome to Reading Between the Lines: How to Read Minds and Understand People. In this journey, you'll learn the secret science behind body language, emotions, and micro expressions, and how to truly understand others. This book will help you see more, feel more, and connect more deeply with the people around you. You don't need magic, just awareness, empathy, and practice. So get ready to open your mind and start reading others like never before. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss our new audiobooks and self-improvement lessons. Your journey to understanding people begins right now. Since ancient times, people have dreamed about reading minds. Kings, detectives, and even lovers wish they could know what others truly think. Movies and books show superheroes who can hear people's thoughts. But in real life, mind reading is not magic. It is understanding human behavior. Every face, movement, and word gives a small piece of information about what is happening inside a person's mind. When we learn how to see and connect these small signs, we start to read people, not their exact thoughts, but their emotions, needs, and intentions. This book will teach you how to do that. You don't need to be a psychologist or a magician. You just need curiosity, patience, and empathy. By the end, you'll be able to look at someone and understand much more than before, simply by observing carefully. What you will learn in this book: how to notice emotions in faces, voices, and posture, how to understand what people feel but don't say, how to improve relationships, communication, and trust, how to control your own signals and emotional reactions, and how to use these skills kindly, not manipulatively. Science behind mind reading. Modern psychology, neuroscience, and body language studies show that around 60 to 80% of our communication is nonverbal. This means people are always sending messages even when they are silent. Researchers like Paul Ekman discovered that facial expressions are universal. Joe Navarro, a former FBI agent, showed how body language reveals truth more than words. And Alan and Barbara Pease proved that we can learn these signals easily through observation. So, mind reading is simply learning to decode these messages. Why it matters. When you understand others better, you become more confident in social situations. You can avoid misunderstandings. You can help others feel seen and respected. You also understand yourself more deeply. This skill will not only make you a better communicator, it will make you a kinder human being. Chapter 1. What does reading minds really mean? Understanding the concept. Reading minds doesn't mean knowing every private thought. It means learning to read signals, emotional, physical, and verbal, to understand what someone might be thinking or feeling. For example, if your friend says, "I'm fine," but their eyes look sad and their shoulders are low, your brain notices a difference between the words and the emotion. You can understand that something is wrong without being told directly. That is real mind reading. The 3 layers of human signals. The face shows emotion: smile, frown, surprise. The body shows comfort or discomfort: posture, gestures, distance. The voice shows energy and confidence: tone, speed, rhythm. When you connect all 3, you can read the emotional state of almost anyone. Mini story. The nervous interview. Sophia was waiting for a job interview. Her hands were shaking and she kept touching her hair. The interviewer smiled and said, "You seem calm." Sophia laughed nervously and said, "Yes, totally calm." Even though her words said calm, her body said nervous. The interviewer could easily see she was anxious, not by magic, but by reading her body language. Reflection questions. What do you usually notice first about people? Their words, faces, or body language? Have you ever said, "I'm fine," when you weren't? What did your body show instead? How do you think empathy helps us read others better? Practice exercise 1. Observation challenge. During your next conversation, try not to talk much. Just observe the other person's eyes, shoulders, and hands. Write down what you think they felt, then ask later if you are right. You'll be surprised how much you already understand. Chapter 2. The Wisdom of Emotions. Emotions are the key to reading minds. They are universal signals that appear in the face, in the voice, and even in the body's smallest movements. Psychologist Paul Ekman identified 6 main emotions found in every culture: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, disgust. Each emotion changes the face, tone, and energy of the body. Happiness. Eyes narrow slightly, crow's feet. Mouth turns upward naturally. Body appears open and relaxed. Voice is light and rhythmic. People who are happy often use wider gestures and lean towards others. Sadness. Eyes look down or away. Shoulders fall. Arms close in. Voice is low, slower, and soft. Face looks heavy, lips curved down. Sadness makes the body smaller, as if trying to protect itself. Anger. Eyebrows pull down, lips pressed together, breathing faster. Hands may tighten into fists. Anger gives energy. People move sharply or speak louder. But you can see anger even when someone stays silent. Their muscles stay tense. Fear. Eyes wide open, mouth open or stretched. Body may freeze or move back. Voice becomes high or shaky. Fear prepares us to protect ourselves or run away. Disgust. Nose wrinkles. Upper lip raises. Shoulders pull back slightly. We show disgust when something feels wrong, dirty, or unacceptable, physically or emotionally. Mini story. The hidden anger. Mark smiled during the meeting, but his smile was tight. His eyebrows didn't move, and his fingers tapped the table fast. When his boss spoke, his head nodded, but his jaw was stiff. After the meeting, he shouted, "This is unfair." If you had watched him closely, you'd have seen the anger long before the explosion. Practice exercise 2. Watch a TV show or YouTube video with the sound off. Try to guess what emotions the people feel just by watching their faces. Then turn the sound on and check if you were right. Reflection questions. Which emotion is easiest for you to recognize? Which one do you often hide from others? How can understanding emotions make relationships easier? Chapter 3. Body language. What your body says. Words are powerful, but the body never lies. When someone's words and body disagree, believe the body. The language of the body. Your body has its own alphabet. Here are some of its words.
signal, possible meaning. Crossed arms, feeling defensive, unsure, or cold. Open palms, honest, open, ready to share. Leaning forward, interested, curious. Leaning back, bored, uncomfortable. Touching face or neck, nervous, insecure. Hands behind back, confident, dominant. Feet pointed away, wants to leave or change topic. Science behind it. Research and kinesis, the study of body movement, shows that our body reacts faster than our words. When we feel emotion, muscles move before the brain decides what to say. So, a person may smile politely, but their hands, legs, or shoulders may still show fear or anger. That's why reading body language is like reading truth under the words. Mini story. The silent date. Amira sat across from her date, Leo. He smiled often, but his feet pointed toward the door. His arms were crossed, and he kept looking at his phone. Amira realized something. His body had already left the conversation. She smiled politely, paid her coffee, and said, "Nice to meet you." She never called back because she had already read the message his body sent. Practice exercise 3. When you talk to people this week, notice their arms and hands, open or closed. Their distance from you, close or far. Their feet, pointed toward or away from you. Write notes in a small notebook. After a few days, patterns will appear. Reflection questions. Have you ever noticed your body saying something different than your words? What posture do you usually have when confident, when shy? How could you use body language to appear more open and friendly? Mini lesson. Matching and mirroring. When you copy small parts of someone's body language naturally, like their posture or rhythm, it creates connection. This is called mirroring, and it helps people feel understood. But it must be gentle and respectful, not like imitation.
Chapter 5. Facial expressions and micro-expressions. What are micro-expressions? A micro-expression is a tiny, quick facial movement that shows real emotion before someone hides it. It lasts only 1 to 2 seconds, but it reveals feelings that words may hide. Example: a person smiles but their eyebrows flash down. That's hidden anger or frustration. The key facial areas. Eyes, the most expressive part. Look for squinting, widening, or blinking patterns. Eyebrows, raised, lowered, together, or one up, signals different emotions. Mouth, smiles, frowns, lip biting, lip pressing, each tells a story. Forehead, wrinkles show tension, surprise, worry. Mini story, the hidden disappointment. Ella's manager said, "Great work on the project." Ella smiled and nodded, but her lips were tight and her eyebrows slightly lowered. Later, Ella admitted she was disappointed. She wanted more recognition. If you noticed her micro-expression, you could have predicted her feelings. Practice exercise 4. Watch a 5-minute video clip with faces visible. Pause each 10 seconds. Try to identify any micro-expression. Note what emotion is hidden behind the obvious expression. Reflection questions. How quickly can you notice tiny changes in someone's face? Do you think micro-expressions are easier to spot in real life or videos? How can noticing them improve communication? Chapter 5. Voice, tone, speed, and silence. How the voice reveals emotion. Pitch. High pitch equals stress or excitement. Low pitch equals calm or sadness. Speed. Fast equals nervous or enthusiastic. Slow equals careful or relaxed. Volume, loud equals anger, energy or confidence. Soft equals fear, submission or thoughtfulness. Pauses and silence. Silence can mean reflection, hesitation, discomfort or tension. Mini story, the hesitant speaker. Tom presented his ideas at work. His voice was low, slow and quiet at first. He said, "I think maybe this could work." Later, after confidence built, his voice became stronger and faster. Observing voice changes helps understand emotions and confidence levels. Practice exercise 5. Record yourself reading a paragraph naturally. Read it again while pretending to be happy, sad or nervous. Listen to the differences in pitch, speed and pauses. Try to notice the same differences in friends' or colleagues' voices. Reflection questions. Which part of voice is easiest for you to notice? Pitch, speed, or volume? Have you ever noticed someone's voice revealing emotion even when they said something different? How could listening carefully to voice improve your relationships? Chapter 6. Context and baseline. What is a baseline? A baseline is how a person normally behaves. Knowing baseline helps detect differences when emotions change. Example: your friend usually smiles often. One day they are quiet, arms crossed, avoiding eye contact. Their behavior is different from baseline. Something is likely wrong. Using context. Always consider situational context. Who is the person with? What just happened? Where are you observing them? One signal alone is not enough. Combine body, face, and voice cues with context. Mini story. The quiet meeting. During a team meeting, Lila, normally talkative, stayed silent and avoided eye contact. Her co-workers noticed, but no one addressed it. Later, she explained she felt unprepared and nervous. The baseline and context revealed her true feelings early. Practice exercise 6. Observe 3 friends or colleagues for 10 minutes each. Note their normal behavior, baseline. Identify 1 to 2 moments when their behavior differs. Guess what they might feel and check later if correct. Reflection questions. How easy is it to remember someone's baseline? How much does context change your interpretation of signals? How could you use baseline observation to help friends or colleagues? Chapter 7. Culture, personality, and mind reading. Why culture matters. Gestures, facial expressions, and personal space can differ across cultures. Eye contact, respectful in the West, rude in some Asian cultures. Smiles, polite smile may hide discomfort in some cultures. Distance, personal space varies, closer in Latin countries, farther in Northern Europe. Ignoring culture can lead to wrong conclusions. Personality differences. Introverts may show subtle emotions, small gestures. Extroverts express emotions openly, large gestures. High emotional intelligence, easier to read emotions in others. Tip: always combine personality knowledge with baseline and context. Mini story: the misunderstood greeting. Ahmed from Morocco greeted a Japanese colleague with a big smile and a hug. The colleague smiled politely but stepped back and appeared tense. Ahmed misread the emotion at first. Understanding cultural differences explained the signals. Practice exercise 7. Ask friends from different backgrounds how they express feelings. Observe gestures, personal space, and tone. Compare their signals with your expectations. Write down what you learned about cultural differences. Reflection questions. Have you ever misread someone because of culture? How does personality change the way people show emotions? What steps can you take to avoid cultural biases?
Chapter 8. Deception and Hidden Feelings. How people hide emotions. Sometimes people want to hide what they feel. They may say one thing, but their body says another. This is common in work meetings, interviews, relationships, and negotiations. Key signs of hidden feelings. Signal, possible meaning: smiling with tight lips, hiding anger or frustration. Voice changes, nervousness or lying. Fidgeting, anxiety or discomfort. Micro-expressions, true emotion slips out for 1 to 2 seconds. Mini-story, the secret critique. During a team review, Tom said, "I like your idea." His lips were tight and he avoided eye contact. Later, he gave harsh feedback privately. Observing his micro-expressions and body language could have predicted his real thoughts. Practice exercise 8. Watch a short debate or interview online. Pause when someone speaks. Observe facial expressions, gestures, and voice. Note any mismatch between words and signals. Guess the hidden feelings and compare with reality or context. Reflection questions. 1. How can you detect when someone hides emotions? 2. Is it ethical to notice hidden feelings? How would you use this skill kindly? 3. Can you recall a time you hid your own feelings? How did your body reveal them? Chapter 9. Using mind reading in real life. Relationships. Detect emotions early, prevent misunderstandings. Understand needs without explicit words, build trust through empathy. Example: if a friend avoids eye contact and speaks softly, they may need comfort. Offering support strengthens your bond. At work, understand team moods, improve communication. Read clients' reactions, adjust presentations or proposals. Detect early signs of stress, prevent conflict. Example: a manager notices an employee's crossed arms and tense voice, checks in privately, helps reduce stress. Negotiation and leadership. Leaders who understand emotions can motivate and guide effectively. Negotiators who read signals can identify agreement or hesitation. Observation, insight, better decisions. Mini-story. The empathetic leader. A team leader, Maria, noticed her team looked anxious before a big project. Instead of pushing deadlines, she asked, "How can I help?" Her team responded openly and worked efficiently. Reading emotions helped her lead with empathy. Practice exercise 9. During a meeting, pick one colleague. Observe facial expressions, posture, and voice. Write a note about how they feel and how you could respond supportively. Reflect after the meeting. Were your observations accurate? Reflection questions. 1. Which area of life would benefit most from reading signals? Work, family, or friends? 2. How can you balance observation with respecting privacy? 3. How does empathy help you use these skills ethically? Chapter 10. Practice, reflection, and emotional growth. Daily observation. Take 5 to 10 minutes each day to watch people. Note posture, gestures, voice, facial expressions. Compare with baseline. Journaling. Keep a mind-reading journal. Record observations, guesses, and confirmations. Reflect weekly. What did you learn about others and yourself? Mini exercise. Mirror your own signals. Stand in front of a mirror. Show happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, disgust. Observe how your body and face react. This improves recognition in others. Bonus mini mind reading challenges. Guess the emotion of a character in a TV show before any dialogue. Notice a friend's hand gestures today. What do they reveal? Observe your own posture while talking. What does it communicate? Conclusion. The real power of understanding people. Mind reading is not magic. It's science, empathy, and careful observation. When you learn to notice emotions, facial expressions, voice, and body language, you connect deeply with others. You prevent misunderstandings. You improve communication and relationships. You grow emotionally and socially.
The real power of mind reading is connection, kindness, and awareness. Exercises and reflection pages. 1. Daily 10-minute observation log. Record body, face, voice. 2. Weekly reflection. What signals were easy or hard to notice? 3. Practice micro-expression spotting in movies or videos. 4. Mirror your own emotions to recognize in others. 5. Role play with a friend. One expresses emotions silently, the other guesses.